Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG Online video, and today I have for you guys a Blaziken deck. I've had a number of requests for this Primal Clash Blaziken. It is a 140 HP Fire-type Pokemon. It's got the attack Spreading Flames, so you can attach 3 energy, Fire Energy from your discard pile to any Pokemon on your side of the field in any way you like, which is pretty nice. For 2 energies, Fire and a Colorless, you could do Heat Blow, discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. It's not bad. I mean, for 100 damage, and then you can discard. That's a 2-hit knockout on most EXs, right? And for Primal, things like that, you're going to have to probably slap a Muscle Band, but we're not going to deal with that. I'm going to use something else in this deck you'll see in a little bit. For the partner here, we're going to use Team Magma's Camera Up, being able to use Burning Draft. Now, a lot of you guys think, why not use Team Magma's Clydol? Now, I'd like to use Team Magma's Clydol, but the problem with that it can only transfer energy from one Team Magma Pokemon to another, so it doesn't really work with our strategy of this deck. What we will be using is we'll be using the energy switch, right? So, for example, what we're going to use is Burning Draft. You can get a energy from your discard pile back onto this Pokemon, and then you can use energy switch and switch them onto your Blaziken. So that's kind of the strategy there. And then, of course, we have the Reshiram here, kind of a good fit using Outrage. Good for just stalling for a turn, taking a hit for us. It's nice for 130 HP. That's a good solid number. And then you can always use Outrage as well. Now, the problem with this deck is a couple of things. Donphan is a huge problem. We can't knock it out in one shot, so we got to use Blaziken here from Phantom Forces. No, this is from Furious Fist, and it's also 140 HP. It's got the attack clutch, but we're not going to be focusing on that. If we're going to be running into Donphan attacks, what we want to do is use Burning Shot. Discard 2 energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 150 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So, yes, again, we have a hard time knocking out Donphans, and so Heat Blow is going to be the way to do it. And we do have this Torchic here, the half full art one with the Barrage Straight, and we can use Flare Bonus or Claw, but it's not going to happen too much, I don't think. Otherwise, that's it for the Pokemon line. Let's take a look at the item cards and support cards and whatnot. We have 2 of these Battle Compressors being able to get the Fire Energy into the discard pile and then use our Team Magma Camera Up to get the energy back onto our Team Magma Camera Up. So we have Computer Search as the Aspect of Choice, discarding 2 cards and being able to search for any 2 cards or any 1 card from our deck. We have Energy Switch here, as I mentioned previously. We have the Professor's Letter, being able to search for 2 of our basic energies, since we only play 9 Fire basic energies. And we have 4 Rare Candies. We got 1 Switch. We got 3 Ultra Balls and 3 VS Seekers. And for our support line, we have 1 Blacksmith. Typically, since we are pretty energy efficient, we won't really need to Blacksmith 2 energies onto this Blaziken. Most likely, we'll be using it for the other Blaziken here, being able to use Burning Shot. That'd be pretty good. Anyways, with more of our support line, we have 1 Colress, 1 Lysander, 1 Lysander Trump card, 3 Ends, and 4 Professor Juniper. And then since our Pokemon do require certain kind of things like energy switch and whatnot, we're really playing 1 Skyla. We have Scorch Earth, 2 of these as a stadium counter, and we have the Float Stone just for the camera up, being able to retreat, and also could work for the Reshiram as well. We have 3 weakness policies. This is the trick to avoid water decks, and hopefully we don't run into any Seismitoads that would cause headaches for us not being able to play this weakness policy, and then we just get knocked out 1 shot most likely. Anyways, we have the 9 Fire Energy as mentioned before, and that's it for the deck. Let's go ahead and see this deck in action on Pokemon TCG Online. Let's go and save whatever changes we made, I think. And I'm not sure what changes that were, but here we go. The Blaziken deck here on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, it looks like we'll be playing against Odin Poke, and it is a grass type, and apparently my opponent has the advantage. I wonder what that's about. Usually, for last time I checked grass type against fire type, the grass type would win. So we start off with a pretty strong hand here. We don't need a weakness policy since my opponent only plays grass type Pokemon. But, oh man, this is a little strange. I don't want to discard the camera up. Let's take a look at how many camera ups we actually have. One thing I want to do is probably disrupt discard. Perhaps we can discard a Blacksmith. That way we can always get it back with the VS Seeker. We have 1 camera up in here. We really only need 1 camera up. So let's go ahead. We'll discard these guys. And you know what? Fine. I'll just go with the Juniper. And what is this guy here? This is a Professor's Letter. We can always use that as well. We'll play this here. And we do have a Rare Candy. We have a VS Seeker we can play. And we'll end the turn. So in the next turn, we can actually play the VS Seeker for the Blacksmith and play it onto the Reshiram and knock out the Trevenant in 1 shot. That's definitely an option. But we'll have to wait and see. My opponent can do a Dark Forest, meaning we won't be able to retreat. And there it is, the Dark Forest. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll play these down here, and hopefully we can draw into a... oh, what the heck? I thought I did activate stadium. Alright, here we go. Oh, man, we draw into a Juniper. That is the last thing I want to draw into. Alright, so you know what we're going to do? Let's just go with the Blacksmith. Alright, so I'm going to test my luck here, and hopefully we can draw something off of the prizes. So let's take a look, and we'll go with the Blue Flare, and my opponent concedes the match. And there we go. We even get a little prize. Oh, yeah, yippee. We get a bunch of coins. I'm going to go ahead and play another match, but no guarantees here. If we can pull off back-to-back wins, we'll have to wait and see. Usually this deck has a hard time getting that Blaziken out with, stage 2 decks. We're playing against Pokemon Laz, and let's go for Tails this time. And yes, it is Tails. We're going to go first. My opponent is playing Water-type Pokemon. We start off with a Torchic, and we start with a Juniper. Oh, that is brutal. This is why I really don't like Juniper, especially with stage 2 decks. When you play Juniper, you end up discarding a lot of resources that you just, it's just so brutal to discard, But let's go ahead. We will go with what we got. So we'll discard this here, we'll discard this, and let's discard the Blacksmith as well. We'll do that. We'll end up discarding these guys. I want to get another, let's get a Numel out here. There's also another camera up. We can also get another Torchic going. But here is going to be the plan. Let's go with this, and we get another Torchic anyway. We even get the Skyla to evolve. So this is good stuff here. And we will end the turn. In the next turn, if my opponent doesn't end us, we're going to go for the Skyla for Rare Candy, evolve into Blaziken, evolve into Combuskin on the bench, play the energy, and knock him out. Next turn, in turn 3, we can use the Professor Juniper. Alright, so we have to cross our fingers. Hopefully my opponent doesn't play an N. But scenarios like these, I would always assume that my opponent is going to play an N. I just know it. And, alright, so we have a camera up in there. 2 of our Blazikens are in the discard pile. We should have 1 more Blaziken in the deck somewhere, unless it's prized. We do have Lysander's Trump card, which we can get these resources back into our hand as well. 2 fire energies. We can always, we can always use Via Seeker at some point and get the Blacksmith back into play. My opponent right here is taking some time to consider what moves to take next, and Cammy is going to bring down the gauntlet, and it's going to say, all right, buddy, you are done. And oh man, why couldn't my opponent do something? And my opponent ended up conceding. So, all right, that's 2 wins. Let's play another match. I'm not making any promises here. I don't know. I don't know. If we lose, we lose. So be it. And so we got 2 wins. We'll have to see what happens next. And we will be playing against NM91V, and that's a fighting deck. Hopefully it's not a Donphan deck. Ooh, we get to go first again. That's 3 times in a row. I'm feeling pretty lucky. We even start with a Torchic, and oh my goodness, we start with rare candies galore and weakness policies that we don't really need. And we even get another. Oh my goodness, let's just go ahead. We'll play this right here, and we will end the turn. Please don't end this. Please don't. I'm loving this situation right here. Don't end us. If anything, play Professor Birch's Observation or play Professor Juniper. Or Karina, right? Definitely play Karina. For a fighting deck, you should always play Karina turn 1. Not a problem. Start on the megaphone, no big deal. My opponent is playing only fighting decks, so that means if we can get rid of these weakness policy, and later on if we play N, we don't have to draw into the weakness policy anymore. More power to us. And there we go. My opponent does play a Karina, and I'm going to go ahead and knock out this Hawlucha in 1 turn. In turn 2, we will knock out the Hawlucha. We see a Groudon Spirit Link as well. Wow. My opponent is going all out here. We see a full art Groudon EX, so it is going to be a 2-hit knockout on this Groudon EX unless my opponent plays... Oh, wait, I can't tell what this is. Oh, it's a Professor's Letter. Probably going to be playing onto the Groudon EX because the Hawlucha won't be able to attack the Torchic at all. Unless my opponent plays on the Hawlucha EX, that'd be pretty beneficial for us. But never mind, it's onto the Groudon EX, and here we go. Let's go ahead. We'll go for the Rare Candy, and we will evolve. We even get this here, and let's go for the Juniper. We get a couple more Torchics into play. This is fantastic. Let's go ahead. We will go with the Heat Blow, hitting for 100 damage. So what I'd like to do is, oh my goodness, we can do a ton of different things here. Ideally, what I like to do is play the computer search, get out the battle compressor, get some energies there, and use the blacksmith to bring the energies back into play. That's definitely an option for us. We see, oh, my opponent evolves into the Primal Groudon, and Gaia Volcano is going to be very intense. We see an end. Oh, that's a huge bummer, but wow, we get end into a really awesome hand. We can play Scorched Earth, we can Rare Candy into another Blaziken. This is fantastic. Okay, we're gonna put this is gonna be a 3-hit knockout on this Primal Groudon, but we're up to the challenge here, and let's go ahead. We will just go Rare Candy, order of operations here. Let's play this. We'll just play this, and we'll go for the Battle Compressor. Let's get some more energies out here, and we'll even get the Blacksmith as well. That way, we can always just via secret the Blacksmith back into our hand. Let's go with this here. We even get another Torchic out here. And sure, why not? We'll play a weakness policy. No need to really play it. Let's go for the Professor's Letter. 2 more energies left in the discard in our deck. Let's go and activate the stadium and see what. Oh, perfect! This is just fantastic. We'll discard these guys. What I'd like to do is get. We should probably get the Numel going, but you know I want to get Combuskin. I think this is really good. This is really good. Let's go for the Heat Blow, hitting for 100 damage. And next time we can hit for another 100 damage. My opponent would need 2 more energy drops to be able to do Gaia Volcano. So we are on pace right now. If we can get another Blaziken going, we always have the Blacksmith option to power up a Blaziken in 1 turn. And there it is. My opponent concedes the match. Oh boy, the Blaziken is blazing through. I don't usually play 3 matches for you guys, but since this is, I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good. We're going to play one more. If I lose this right here, if I lose this last match, hey, we won 3 in a row, and, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. So, let's take a look here. All right, so let's see. We have the advantage. We're playing against another fire deck, so fire against fire. And let's take a look. Oh, wow, my opponent is playing, looks like it's going to be, I'm assuming, looks like it could be a Charizard deck, or a Pyro deck, or a Speed Reshiram deck. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see here. My opponent starts off with, it starts off with the Victini. We don't need to play the weakness policy. That's kind of silly. And let's just do that. We have a Colress that we can't exactly play. Yeah, so I'm not too sure. All right, we see a Fiery Torch. All right, so this is going to be a Pyroar deck. So we don't really need to worry since our only basic attacker is Reshiram, and otherwise we're using Blaziken to get the job done. So this is going to be a battle of low damage outputs because at most the Pyroar can do about 110. Okay, let's go ahead. We will, you know what, I'm just going to discard this. What I'd like to do is, let's take a look here. I'm going to get rid of the weakness policy, and I'm going to get rid of the Lysander's trump card, I think. And let's go ahead. We'll get the Numel going. Let's take a look. We got 1 Team Camerupt. That's all we really need. And I guess we'll go with the Colress. And, ooh, this is terrible. Oh, man, where is a Rare Candy when you need it? We do have a Lysander, which we can use, but I don't know. Now I regret discarding this energy. Sometimes this stadium isn't that useful. I don't know. We see the Pyroar come out into play. I really need to get this Blaziken going. Here is the Pyroar all powered up. My opponent can actually retreat, and hit us for 90 damage. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. If we can draw into an energy, I'm definitely going to go ahead and Lysander out to Victini. That's definitely an option there. We see my opponent play a colorless of his own, drawing to 4 cards. And let's see here. What do we got going for us? Well, Lysandering out to Victini could be an option, getting hit for only 60. So if my opponent likes, we can still survive a turn. Oh, perfect. So we're going to do this. Let's go ahead and get the rare candy. Rare candy into the Blaziken. And we'll go with the Juniper. And, oh, perfect. This is absolutely fabulous. Get some more fire energy going out here. We'll get another Reshiram as well. The Reshiram could be a nuisance. So, alright, let's go ahead. We'll discard this. Hopefully we can draw into something. But we don't. We do get an N, which we can use. But otherwise, let's go ahead. We'll go with the Burning Giraffe, getting an energy back into play. And it looks like our Reshiram will get knocked out. I'm going to go ahead and just promote the Blaziken here. Ideally, what I'd like to do is, if I had more basic Pokemon, I'd go for a Colress. But I might end up just playing an N, ending my opponent down to 5. My opponent would get in my opponent's turn. My opponent has 5 cards here. With the knockout, my opponent has 6. So ending my opponent down 1 card less is a pretty good choice as well. With the Pyroar here, with a Muscle Band, that could actually knock us out without needing to discard an energy. So I'm looking forward to that. I think my opponent might be playing that. That'd be a good option. That way my opponent wouldn't need to miss a beat with, needing to continually play energies, put energies down. But yeah, a bummer here. The Heat Blow won't be able to knock out the Pyroar since we don't play Muscle Band. And that's just going to be a little bit short. And that's going to be a little bit short for the Victini as well. But you know what? That's all right. Let's go ahead. We'll promote the Blaziken. And we'll take a look and see here. My opponent does have 5 cards. We'll go with this. And we can go with the Burning Giraffe. Why not? Why not? Let's just get this camera powered up, huh? Let's take a look here. We can definitely discard these guys and use Via Seeker. I'm going to get another Torchic out into play. It's a really good option for us. And let's take a look and see. I'm going to go with the... let's see, we can Colress for 5 or N for 6. I'm going to go with the N, and we do have Via Seeker here. Let's see, my opponent likes the Blaziken, so that's always good for my opponent. Let's go ahead and... I don't actually want to discard an energy, so let's just go for the Heat Blow. We'll hit for 100 damage, a little bit short. The Pyro won't be able to knock us out, and we should be able to finish off the Pyro with the energy drop. In the next turn, what I'd like to do is discard the Stadium and this Numel, bring out the Blaziken and evolve, and then play the Juniper. So my opponent plays a Sharon, and what a good Blaziken. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I should say thanks. So my opponent would need an energy drop here. We see a plasma energy. I think, was that in the last turn or was that during this turn? Must have been in the last turn. My opponent plays a plasma energy onto the Pyroar, and the Pyroar should be able to do 90 damage. With the Muscle Band would do 110, but either way it wouldn't be able to knock us out, and we should be able to just kind of knock out this Pyroar without any particular concerns. And we get a Float Stone as well. Let's go ahead. We will play this over here. And like I said, we're going to go and evolve into the Blaziken. And here we go. Looks like for some reason the other Blaziken that was saved might have not gone over. And so that's a bit of a problem for us. But that's all right. All right, so we got the energy switch. I'm going to go ahead and switch this onto here. And, well, why not? We'll just play the weakness policy. Let's take a look at our deck. What kind of things? Wow, we are running a little bit short on energy. Oh, great. What can we do here? We can go, and based on this, we can probably just discard a Blaziken. I kind of want to keep these energies, and we'll keep the Skyla as well. So we'll go with this. And let's go ahead, we'll do a Burning Draft and get another energy onto the Camerupt. And, oh man, if we had another energy switch, I definitely would have played the switch. But we're going to go ahead, we're just going to go with the Heat Blow and take out the Pyroar. My opponent doesn't really have anything else to use, really. I mean, my opponent can promote the Victini. My opponent would need something like a fire energy drop and a coldness machine to do the heat boiler to finish off our Blaziken. But we just, okay, so here we go. We see the energy drop. We have yet to see, okay, never mind. The blacksmith can do it as well. And so with the blacksmith here, my opponent would be doing dynamite press. That's pretty scary. Dynamite press, we would have to take 2 hits to take out the Heatran, but you know, that's kind of the risk that we need to take. And ooh, my opponent gets a Delphox over here. There goes our poor Blaziken getting hit for 170 damage. Oh boy. Dynamite press, if this Pokemon has any plasma attached to it, this does 10 more damage for each damage counter on the defending Pokemon. Oh, wow, no wonder that did so much damage. So we get a Torchic here. I'm just going to hang on to my hand, and let's go with the Burning Draft, getting some more energy back in here. I can play an N. I think I'm going to do that. Let's just do that. Oh, we get another energy switch. That's spectacular. And we'll go with the Heat Blow, 100 damage. What I'd like to do is, I know for sure we have, oh boy, let's take a look here. Our Lysander's trump card is in the discard pile. Got one VS Seeker here. I don't want to play Juniper. We'll end up decking ourselves out. So I made a mistake of playing the energy onto the Torchic. What I should have done was play the energy switch onto the Blaziken. That would have been a better choice. But unless we can top deck another energy, that would be spectacular. I highly doubt that's going to happen. But we can still top deck the Skyla that's in our deck, which I think we should still have a couple more. We should have one more energy switch that we can take a look at. Unless it's prized, I don't remember. But we have a couple of options we can do. For sure, we will evolve and definitely not play Juniper. Otherwise, we can go with the Spreading Flames and put some energy onto the Torchic and 2 more energy onto the Reshiram. That can work as well. My opponent has 2 Reshirams on the bench, including a Moltres. My opponent plays an N, and oh boy. Thank goodness. Wow, we get N into a really good hand. We should be able to finish off the Heatran. And we even have a VS Seeker to Lysander's trump card everything back into our deck, since we're a little bit short. We only have 6 cards left, and I think playing a Lysander's trump card would be pretty beneficial for us. Otherwise, I don't know. We have an N. What I like to do is top deck. Before we play Lysander's trump card, I'd like to top deck a... Oh boy, my opponent concedes. And we had a lot of options going for us there. So, and ooh, we even get a little prize to boot. So that's kind of nice, huh? A little free gift. Don't mind that at all. Ooh, forgot to take a look at the stats. I apologize. But that's okay. And we get 50 coins. So that's it for the deck. That's a Blaziken and Camera Up deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And, you know, this deck isn't that great by any means. It's pretty hard to set up. And now without Tropical Beach for the standard format, it's pretty cumbersome. With all Stage 2 decks in particular. But anyways, hopefully you guys like the deck. Give the video a thumbs up if you would like to, and if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. If you guys have any other deck ideas or anything else, shoot them my way, and I'll see to it if I can build them. You guys have a good day. Take care. Goodbye.